This is Plant-Based Briefing, Breaking the Trance, Vystopia and the Cube of Truth, Part 2 by Clare Mann at veganpsychologist.com. I'm Marian Erickson. This is the Plant-Based Podcast where I research and find a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living and narrate them to you here in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. But today's would have been longer than that, so it's a two-parter. I read Part 1 yesterday, so listen to that first, and then jump back here for Part 2. And now let's get to today's Plant-Based Briefing. Breaking the Trance, Vystopia and the Cube of Truth, Part 2 by Clare Mann at veganpsychologist.com. Vystopia. The experience of being a vegan is existential in nature, and the notion of the trance shows why vegans experience this existential angst. This is something I have named Vystopia, i.e., the existential crisis experienced by vegans which arises out of an awareness of the trance-like collusion with a dystopian world. It's the awareness of the greed, ubiquitous animal exploitation, and speciesism in a modern dystopia. A dystopia is an imagined place of darkness, greed, competition, cruelty, and totalitarianism. It's the opposite of utopia, in which there is joy, kindness, happiness, abundance, and compassion. Vystopia is a vegan dystopia and exists within the knowledge of the trance of society, which stops people following the crowd and resisting change and enlightenment. If you have the following symptoms, you're likely to be suffering from Vystopia: anger, intense grief at the enormity of the ubiquitous animal abuse, frustration at being unable to wake people up from the trance, feelings of alienation from non-vegans, loneliness within groups you previously felt part of, despair and hopelessness that things will never change, feelings that everything you believed to be true is lies, and powerlessness to effect change on a global level. We're reminded of our Vystopia every time someone resists the vegan message. People may openly discuss the merits of a plant-based diet, but resist discussing the darker side of animal agriculture. We often think they don't care, when maybe it has more to do with their awareness that when they know the truth, they'll have to change their eating habits. If they change their eating habits, they'll face powerful social and family norms and potential rejection from groups they value being part of. Social norms, collective, allegedly shared, agreed ways of behaving in a group, are powerful determinants of how someone behaves. Individuals who act in ways counter to these norms become subject to enormous pressure to change their behavior. These pressures may be direct and imply expulsion from the group if they don't conform. They may be covert and involve alienation, non-involvement in or access to group activities and exchange of information. The individual has a choice. They can stay and conform or leave because the pressure to conform becomes too powerful. The non-vegan faces a dilemma like the vegan has before. The vegan has become excluded from groups they previously valued and the society they no longer feel part of. They live in an existential Vystopia, except when in their own global vegan family. Is there a cure for Vystopia? The cure for Vystopia is a vegan world that extends beyond the non-exploitation of animals to include the non-exploitation of humans. Exploitation of humans will always exist whilst we are part of a machinery that maintains us in a state of trance where we don't even question abuse. This may sound like an unachievable utopia. However, all positive steps in human history arise out of people coming together and holding a vision which is very different from their current reality. It takes leaders to share this vision and walk the talk of their conviction so others say, "We can do better than this, and we will." We are the new leaders in creating this brave new world where all sentient creatures are respected, and yet our everyday Vystopia can be debilitating. Tools to survive in a Vystopian world. Number 1, practice exquisite self-care with good diet, exercise, and regular downtime. 2, surround yourself with others who care and understand. 3, choose to be compassionate to non-vegans living in the trance. 4, improve your communication skills to talk more easily about veganism. And 5, join vegan groups where you can make a difference to the world. You just listened to Breaking the Trance, Vystopia and the Cube of Truth, Part 2 by Clare Mann at veganpsychologist.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. Yes, Vystopia is real. I recommend Clare Mann's website, veganpsychologist.com. She's got some great resources there. I also recommend getting involved with a Cube of Truth if you have one in your area, or check out cubeoftruth.com for some resources on their website. It is an amazing form of activism. I've also done some previous episodes on the vegan's trauma and Vystopia. Wherever you listen, you can search for those terms or go to plantbasedbriefing.com episodes and use the search field there, and they'll come up. I've also done a couple of episodes on the Liberation Pledge, if that's something that you're interested in. I cannot sit at a table where others are eating animals. I just can't be part of it. It's just too upsetting. So that's another whole challenge at times, but I wouldn't change it. And another episode you might find interesting is episode 311, What Vegans See, a post for non-vegans. So feel free to check that out, and please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.